Congratulations on the victory. Thanks for taking a minute on a cold day. Forgive me while I throw the gloves on. I'm embarrassed to do this in front of you. You're wearing shorts out here. We're laughing with your brother. By the way, he told us that your name was Charles in the neighborhood. You told everybody your name was Charlie.
I didn't think Travis was a cool enough name, so I told everybody Charles.
Okay.
My mom found out about that at the block party, but
okay.
Yeah, you already know.
Well,
I'm proud of Travis now, though. Shout out to Mama Kelce.
As you should be. Yet another playoff performance where you just seem to be able to dial it up on call. And I don't know, you're rolling your eyes at me, but man, like this time of year is your time of year. At this stage of a career where there's nothing left to prove, what do 60 minutes like this for you and your team represent?
Well, I mean, I feel like if you're going to step out here on the football field, you always got something to prove. And, I wish it was something like it was just a flip of the switch. I could just turn it on like that. But I think it was everybody in that building all week long, really the past 2 to 3 weeks, figuring out how to get our bodies the best rest and ready for the playoffs for a run like this. And, man, we came out firing on all cylinders today, and it felt really good, man.
All right, so this guy, Mahomes, pretty good. The plays that he seems to make over and over and over again, I just shrug. You've been with him for years now. And the biggest moments, what allows him to have the best moments?
Man, I'll tell you what, man, he puts in so much work, man, from the mental aspect throughout the week. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, while we're out on the field, he makes sure he gets all the throws. And I try and match that energy for him and try and be there for him at all the times because it's Patrick Mahomes, man. Anything can happen at any point in time.
What did it require to beat this Texans team? Because just watching from where I'm sitting, man, they battled for 60 and they made you earn every inch. I have tons of respect. I'm sure you do as well. What did they ask of your team today?
They're extremely tough individuals, and when they play together like that, it can be really hard to beat. I think that has a lot to do with their head coach. And just how that trickles down with the leadership and the mentality.
Right.
They got a great quarterback, man. I think CJ is going to be unbelievable throughout the rest of his career and really take the bull by the horns. But I think tonight, man, Arrowhead was rocking so much that we just had a little bit more energy, baby.
Yeah, the Kingdom. We talked about it when we visited with you early this year on a trip out here. I mean, we've been here now 3 times, and now it's the middle of January. It's freezing cold, and there's only 120 more minutes of football left for anybody. And so now we can narrow this down, right? When we're talking early in the season, that's way down the road. But, like, they're chanting three-peat. Travis, right in front of you, man. Like, the ability to compartmentalize and do what has to happen, you've earned these next 60. It's either Buffalo or Baltimore. What goes into the next step that has to happen, understanding it as well as your team does?
Well, in the playoffs, everything gets faster and everything gets, a little bit more physical as you get further along in the playoffs. So the AFC Championship is always going to be one of the biggest challenges that you ever have. And looking at who the opponents would be, those are 2 of the best teams in the National Football League.
For sure.
And they got a lot of talent all across the board, but especially at that quarterback position. So anything can happen. And how you get ready for it is you don't look ahead. You focus on what you can do throughout the week to get your body ready, get mentally ready, and get ready to go out there and just play your tail off for the guy next to you.
You and I had this conversation after the Super Bowl last year, and I'm going to ask you some version of the same thing now. Just on the back 9 of a career, right? We're not on the 18th hole, I don't think, but I mean, you're on the back 9. The appreciation for this, like this is the sweet spot. We were talking about this as a group. This doesn't happen. You all have a chance to do something that's never been done. How do you remind yourself to remain in this moment right now and appreciate what this is that you all are doing, because it potentially has never been done before?
I think we're fortunate that we got a lot of great character guys in the building. I think Brett Beach, Clark Hunt, and Coach Reed has done an unbelievable job of bringing in the right people with the right mentality to not get too complacent. And on top of that, as the years have gone on, we only got here by focusing on the task at hand. And right now, this win was great. We're going to enjoy this one tonight, but the task at hand is going to be that AFC Championship. You don't get a three-peat by looking past that.
I know that you sat with Boomer and you looked at the numbers, and I mean, you realize you only trail Jerry Rice in terms of yards receiving and touchdowns in postseason. I mean, like the kid and back in the Heights,
it's a crazy feeling, man.
But it's the truth. I mean, I must be. You know what? You should talk about that with your brother on the podcast. I don't want to milk all this good content. Your brother would get after me if I don't do that. Hey, I appreciate you taking the time to visit.
You're the best, big guy. Shout out to Jerry too, man.
Travis Kelce.